Welcome to this video. 2400 rated. So we have a real Alekhine this time and not one of these strange sidelines, but it's just said it and it's again a strange sideline. I just knew D takes c4. I'm a bit surprised that he doesn't take with the d pawn. Okay, I think I just fire on kettle, and my whole game will be focused around the pawn here on e5. And bishop g4 is an option, and attacking the center even more with c5. But first, let's try to pin the knight here, so d5 doesn't work. I didn't really like him to play d5. So what happens if I play now a knight c6, I wonder? This is still my target. I mean, if he really takes here, I think his position is, or the pawn structure would be very bad. So I doubt that he takes here. It's very similar to the Grunfeld, where black has the idea to use a square here on c4. Yeah, I think I will play accordingly. He can take here, but then he gets rid of his bishop here. What about playing bishop to e6 later on? Yes, like here. The idea was moving the bishop to c4. I wonder if he can sacrifice the pawn here. I take, and then rook d1. I play e6, but I mean, I think this works. And after all, I can also sacrifice the queen. Even taking here on e4 would be okay. I thought here just to play bishop c4. Isn't it good? Or is it even an option, you know, just to take on e4? I'm a pawn up. I mean, I just continue here, playing simple moves. Now the pawn on e5 is under attack. The pawn on a2 is under attack. For sure, I don't want him to push for e6. And yeah, he just wants to checkmate me, it seems. Let's get rid of this knight. Then the pawn on e5 is also history. Yeah, and let's play a bit quicker. As you can see, this square c4 worked really nice in my favor. So the knight is also maybe good here very soon in the future. Okay, I want to exchange, and I also want to exchange this one. And now I'm 2 pawns up. And I have the better pawn structure. And yeah, what can happen here? I think nothing, so I just play f5. And maybe even c4. So this bishop, yeah, is out of the game, so to say. And I think here I just try to exchange queens. Okay, I need to waste a tempo, unfortunately. And I need to play quicker. Queen e7 maybe next. Yeah, I need to get rid here of the queen. What does he want to do now with the rook? Queen. What's going on here? Did I overlook something? Yeah, okay, let's exchange pieces on the H file. And he doesn't give up, okay. Okay, I want to play a queen c5 to get rid of the queen. I don't care about pawns here, I just need to be very quick now. Still queen c5 is possible. "40 seconds. I don't like to place in such a time trouble, you know. Maybe the knight quickly moving to e4. I mean, I'm many pieces in advance, so e5. Rook h1, queen d5. Rook e4 now. Yeah, exchanging maybe on f7. What's going on here? Okay. I hope he now resigns. He doesn't. Okay, we just stay calm. 30 seconds is enough. And we just, you know, take all the pawns. Okay, he doesn't even move. What's going on? Okay, maybe he just wants to, you know, run out the time because he is annoyed. I don't know. Okay. Let's wait the other 5 seconds here. For a second I thought maybe I'm disconnected, but I was not. Yeah, the Alekhine defense, and once in a while people push for e5, and but it's very rare that they play the normal or classical line with knight f3. A lot of people just play c4 and d4 or play the exchange variation. I know this variation also, I had it a couple of times on board, but most people just took with the d pawn. And this game was the focus about, you know, central or special squares. So there was one square that was the e5 square, the pawn on e5. A lot of my pieces were focusing on e5, and another crucial square was c4. And both squares were very important, and you can see it that my pieces are aiming here. All the pieces are aiming at e5. The bishop indirectly attacks the knight on f3, who is protecting e5. These pawns are undermining the pawn chain, the bishop, and later on the knight as well. So yeah, so e5 became even later on a weakness, as you can already see here, and I won the pawn also a bit later. Yeah, here you can see that this pawn is already it's not possible to protect the pawn with pawns, so white can just protect the pawn with pieces, but I just exchange pieces that protect the pawn, and then in the end the pawn will fall. And you can also see that how important the square c4 was for my pieces. The bishop was you know, could become very flexible here on this diagonal, and also the knight later on could jump into the game. Let's see, where are we? For example, here in this position I can also play the knight to c6 and e5. It's not that bad that the knight is here on a5. It even helped that white was not finding a good place for this bishop here. So all my pawns are white squares, and I don't have a white squared bishop anymore. So it's good if your opponent has a white squared bishop that you put your pawns also on white squares. Yeah, look out for important squares in a game. Here in this game the important squares were e5 and c4, and a lot of pieces were just aiming at these squares, and you can see here that c4 is such a crucial square. The queen, the rook, and the bishop are all looking on c4, but in the end my pieces are also 3 pieces, and I could push the pawn, yeah, to win this square. Thanks for watching.